Shabbat Shalom. This week's Parsha is Behaalotecha. There's an interesting verse where Hashem tells Moshe to begin and collect the first 70 sages to start the very first Sanhedrin. And the Torah says over here, Vayomer Hashem el Moshe, Esfali shivim ish miziknei Yisrael. Collect for me 70 men from the elders of the Jewish people. Now, how did Moshe know who to collect? How did Moshe know out of the 3 million Jews that were in the desert, who would be qualified to form the very first Sanhedrin, the very first of those 70 men? How did Moshe know who they were? Rashi says, very easy. These were the guys that took punishments for the Jewish people on behalf of the Jewish people while they were slaves in Egypt. In other words, these 70 men were the ones who were chosen because what was their qualification? When they were in Egypt, they were the ones who got beaten instead of the Jews who had done something wrong while being slaves in Egypt. Now that's crazy. I mean, it's wonderful to be such a wonderful and such a tremendous person. But the truth is, what about their Torah qualifications? What about their knowledge of Jewish law? If you want to be part of the Sanhedrin, surely that's the most important thing. Well, this week's Parsha is teaching us. This week's Parsha is saying that you want to know what Hashem cares about most? Hanosei ba'ol im chaveiro. Someone who can carry the yoke. Someone who can take on the suffering of another Jew in Hashem's eyes. That is the greatest qualification. And when Hashem wants a Sanhedrin, when Hashem wants his 70 judges in order to judge the Jewish people, the prerequisite for that judge is Hanosei ba'ol im chaveiro. Someone who can carry the load, someone who can handle the suffering of another Jew. And that's what Hashem is teaching us in this week's Parsha. Shabbat Shalom.